Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Good evening, Philippines. Maayong gabi sa Tibok, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, up to Sabah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Ito po inyong Republika. Ako, si Eric Espina. Sa gabing ito po ay pag-uusapan natin hinggil dito sa bagong batas na ipinasa, ang tinaguriang Republic Act number 10591. O sa madalit sabi, ito ay isang act providing for a comprehensive law on firearms and ammunition and providing penalties for violations thereof. Kasi meron pong mga umaalingaw-ngaw na mga hindi yata makatarungang mga patakaran na ipinatutupad na hindi naman nasusunod ang batas na ito. Naimbitahan rin namin ang Philippine National Police, kaya lang hindi sila nagpadala ng kinatawan. We have an ongoing invitation for them to appear in this program. But we are very fortunate to have a representative of the A2S5 coalition. We have Attorney Rodrigo Moreno. The title of our program is Ban the Gun or Ban the Criminal. Good evening.
Good evening, Eric.
Yes.
Good evening sa ating mga tagapanood.
Yes. Ano muna itong A2S5? Kasi parang pag mathematics yata, yung publiko parang nalilito. Bakit may letra pa dito?
Well, actually, Eric, we are a coalition of gun owners
Okay.
and self-defense advocates, and we named our coalition
Okay.
after Article 2, Section 5 of the Constitution,
Okay.
which specifies that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Because that is what we believe in, that we, all citizens, all qualified citizens, have the right to use firearms when appropriate to defend themselves, their liberty, their family, and their property.
And this provision is based on a higher moral plane, which is
The right to
natural,
life.
natural law.
Yes, that's right.
Correct?
That's right.
Hindi na
Absolutely.
kailangang isulat sa konstitusyon siguro ito, di ba?
Oo.
Tanggap ng ano yan, no?
Kumbaga, ang konstitusyon ng batas, kinikilala lang niya.
Kinikilala kung ano yung natural law, no?
Hindi binibigay, kinikilala lang.
Kinikilala lang, oo.
Tama yun.
Ngayon, aalamin lang natin kung kikilalanin ng mga institusyon natin itong natural law na ito.
Yes.
At kung naipatutupad ba itong natural law na ito, no?
Okay.
Okay. Sino ang bumubuo nitong koalisyon ninyo?
Well, we are all voluntary members.
Okay.
Wala hong vested interest dito.
Okay.
We are basically individuals who are qualified and own firearms
Okay.
legally.
Okay.
And we are concerned about the long-running and ongoing attempts, as we see it,
Okay.
of the government to unduly or improperly restrict our right to own and carry firearms and
Okay.
use them when it is lawful to use them.
Aha. Dito sa batas na ito, nakikita nyo ba na lalong dahan-dahan na kinikitil ang karapatan ng mga kwalipikadong mamamayan na magkaroon ng sandata upang ipagtanggol nila ang kanilang sarili?
Well, kung babasahin mo if you read it on the surface,
Yes.
the answer will be no. It is a good law.
Okay.
But the net result or the long-term result of that will be yes. There
Okay.
may be an unjust or improper confiscation
Okay.
of firearms of legal owners.
Okay. So, kung babasahin natin ang Declaration of State Policy, and I'll just take a moment to read this, itong batas na ito ay may kinalaman sa kampanya kontra krimen.
Yes.
To stop the proliferation of illegal firearms or weapons, illegal manufacture of firearms or weapons, ammunition, and parts thereof. Ngayon, ang tanong ko ay ganito. Malinaw na ang krimen at ang PNP na rin na nagsabi, ayon sa kanilang mga datos, na ang karamihan ng mga krimen ay ginagawa ng mga illegal na mga baril.
That's correct, Eric. In
Okay.
fact, statistics will show consistently that crimes involving firearms involve 99% of crimes involving firearms involve illegal or unlicensed firearms.
Okay.
So that is a consistent statistic for the past 10, 20 years.
Okay. Is it right to say that this is, as usual, another knee-jerk reaction? Instead of focusing on private armies, instead of focusing on running after illegal manufacturing of guns, the source of the vendors who sell illegal guns or transport them, is this a knee-jerk reaction to say that the PNP is attempting to do something to address criminality?
Well, Eric, I don't want to be unfair to our
Okay.
legislators
Okay.
and say that this was a knee-jerk reaction.
Oo.
In fact, if one were to read the law,
Oo.
there are provisions there in arms smuggling, arms
Okay.
trafficking,
Okay.
which is the number one source of illegal firearms in the country.
Okay.
And it also regulates gun manufacturing in the country. As we all know, there are backdoor cottage industry firearms
Correct.
manufacturers,
Correct.
which are also sources of illegal firearms.
Correct.
And it is good that the law addresses that, and we have no opposition to that.
Okay.
But at the same time, we feel that first, the end result of that law will be the confiscation, unjust, unfair confiscation of firearms of licensed gun holders. And second, everything boils down to enforcement, Eric.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. That law, for example, imposes the penalty of life imprisonment
Okay.
on arms smuggling,
Okay.
and non-bailable yan.
Okay.
But if that is not properly enforced and implemented, you will still have arms smugglers, arms
Yes.
traffickers.
Okay.
The result will still be the same. You'll still have a lot of crimes with illegal guns. So
Okay.
it boils down to enforcement, with or without the law.
Okay. So, what are basically the provisions here that your coalition is against?
Well, for example, Eric, if you will read the law, nakalagay doon that a person who is facing
Oh,
a case,
okay.
any criminal case,
Okay.
wherein the penalty is imposable is 2 years or greater than 2 years,
Okay.
that is grounds for denying him his application for a license for a firearm.
Okay.
And if in the meantime he already has a firearm but a case is filed against him,
Okay. Ano mangyari?
babawiin yung kotse, yung
baril, okay.
Yung baril. Now, we don't oppose, for example, confiscation of firearms of people facing drug-related offenses.
Okay.
Human trafficking, terrorism,
Oo,
that
oo.
kind of thing. No?
Define dito, no? Okay.
Yes, but it says here very clearly,
Anything.
2 years. So I'll give you an
Okay,
example, Eric, why
okay.
we are concerned. As a lawyer, I know this for a fact.
Yes.
If you will use your firearm lawfully
Okay.
to shoot an intruder who comes into your home,
Okay.
you will automatically be charged before the court with homicide.
Of course.
And the burden of proof is you need to show that
Yes.
your act was in self-defense.
Yes.
But in the meantime, you have a case.
Okay.
Following the provisions of that law, the PNP will now take away all your firearms because you have a case wherein you can be punished with imprisonment of greater than 2 years.
So, huhubaran ka?
Huhubaran ka. In the meantime, yung napatay mo, kung criminal yan, babalikan ka ng mga kasama niya,
Okay.
ng mga kamag-anak
Para
niya.
katulad ni Sunny Parsons ito, na binalikan siya.
Yes,
Kaya
that's right.
may pangalawang insidente na nakabaril ulit siya.
That's right. Unfortunately, he was armed at the time.
Oh,
He didn't
yes.
know how to use it.
At handa siya nun.
Yes, but can you imagine if that were to happen today, Eric, to Sonny or to anybody else?
Oo.
During the second attempt, the person in question will not have any means to defend himself if you implement that law.
Bakit nagkaganon?
I don't know, Eric. I don't know. That
sa
is what we're
debate,
concerned about.
sa debate ng Kongreso, bakit napirmahan ito ni Presidente na alam naman natin na mahilig din sa baril? So, what went on? Anong klase? Nagkayarian ba? Nagkalutuan?
Well, Eric, from what I gather, and,
Yes.
and of course, I'm not a member of the legislature,
Yes.
parang minadali ata itong batas to accommodate both the gun owners, supposedly, and the PNP, and also the gunless society, and I don't know, everyone. So,
Okay.
in democracy, no one is particularly happy.
Okay.
We don't want a perfect law because
Yes,
it's not
yes.
possible. But on the other hand, we feel that that provision, for example, is unfair.
Okay. Ngayon, ito ngayon ang gusto kong malaman. May idea ba kung gaano karami ang mga illegal na baril sa ating lipunan ngayon?
From what I understand, we are talking here about close to 1 million firearms which are unlicensed.
Okay, you have 1 million unlicensed
Somewhere there.
firearms. What is the ratio of monthly, yearly increase
Of which one, firearms?
of illegal firearms?
Well, that's the thing, Eric. No one seems to know. Because arms are
Shouldn't the
being smuggled.
PNP know that?
Exactly. But no one, or the PNP just knows by its best estimate based on
It's
the
1 million.
1 million. But Eric, if they know there's 1 million, why aren't they cutting it down? And second,
Yun na nga, hindi ba dapat yun ang unang tutukan?
tama, yung mga illegal. Tama yun.
Okay,
Tama.
pangalawa, hindi ba nila alam kung gaano karami buwan-buwan o sa isang taon ang nadadagdagan? Kasi mahalaga yun eh. Kasi kung alam mong ganito karami ang pumapasok o nadadagdagan, may taga siguro sa tangke ng tubig. Merong nilulusutan ito.
Apparently not, Eric. That is why
Hindi nila
smuggling
alam.
continues. That is what I was saying. You can punish an armed smuggler with life imprisonment, pero kung hindi nga alam ng PNP nangyayari yung
nasaan.
smuggling, o kung nasaan, walang mangyayari.
Kahit pag
Tuloy-tuloy.
gawin nating death penalty itong
Yes.
arms smuggling,
Yes,
wala pa rin mangyayari dahil
That's
yung,
correct,
yung
Eric.
enforcement,
that's correct.
they expect the law to be self-executory. Is this what's happening here?
Lumalabas eh.
Diba?
Parang ganun eh. Parang ganun eh.
This brings me back to the same question. Do they want the law to do the jobs for them in order that to cover up for certain failures?
Lumalabas kasi dito, Eric, the PNP and certain sectors of our society who perhaps are against firearms would like to now say, there's now this strict gun control law.
Okay.
But if it's not being implemented, or if it's being implemented against the wrong sector,
Oo.
the registered and licensed and responsible gun owners, it's useless.
What worries me is that if this law fails,
Yes,
they will again ask for stricter gun laws
that's correct.
and they will demand that,
Ang tatamaan yung mga lisensyado.
yun na nga,
Oo, yun
this is what I'm saying. It's always a knee-jerk reaction. Bakit? Na pag may mga krimeng nangyayari, yung mga taong identified na may mga baril, ang laging pinuputukan
Tama.
ng batas.
Tama.
Why, what is it? Is it tunnel vision or is it because it's a knee-jerk reaction for the police na it's a martial law mentality that kami ang may uniforme, kaya kami lang dapat may karapatan umawak ng baril?
I think one way to look at that, perhaps, Eric, is that,
Oo.
yes, it's correct. Remember, our law enforcement, our government is, because of martial law,
Okay.
was used to having an absolute monopoly
Okay.
of coercive power.
Okay.
And I think deep down, institutionally, perhaps they are unwilling to surrender that monopoly,
Okay.
which is what is happening now because you have people with licensed guns.
Okay.
But on the other hand, our godless society friends, they like to point to Singapore, for
Okay.
example, as being an example of a godless society. But remember, Eric, in Singapore, the police, they do their jobs. Kahit
Okay.
wala kang baril, the
Okay.
chances of you being victimized by someone riding into is very small.
Correct.
Pero dito, Eric, tatanggalan mo ng baril yung lisensyado. O, sino lang may baril? Yung 1 million people with the guns that are unregistered.
And I think what the gunless society fails to understand is that Singapore is not exactly a democracy.
That's right, it's a police state.
It's a police
It's a police state. That's what I was going to say.
It's a
That's what
police
I was gonna
state.
say.
So,
For example, Eric.
and they have a very strict internal security act.
Correct. They can detain you without bail for I think
Exactly.
2 years.
Okay.
For example, Eric,
Oh.
we all know drug trafficking in Singapore is punishable by death.
Exactly.
But it is enforced, Eric. That is why I
Exactly.
think every quarter someone is being hanged.
Yes.
Here, so many things are punishable. No one is going to jail.
Okay.
So it's about enforcement, as I said.
Nabanggit mo yung martial law. Okay. We're talking about gun proliferation, etc., etc. Balikan lang po natin dahil wala pong ibig sumagot nitong katanungan na ito. Ano na po nangyari doon sa mga baril na kinolekta nung panahon ng martial law?
Apparently, Eric, they don't seem to have been accounted for.
Now, shouldn't they be accounted for?
That's correct. I'll give you an example, Eric, of martial law of unaccounted guns. The Maguindanao massacre.
Yes.
As I understand it, the weapons used there to commit that crime, the
Yes,
murder,
yes.
they were actually government-issued weapons.
Okay.
They were supposed to be issued to, I think, the provincial or the regional police unit in the
Okay.
area. However, somewhere along the way, they were diverted to the perpetrators of the crime.
Okay.
That is an example of pilferage of smuggling
Correct.
and a lack of enforcement. Walang kinalaman yung regulated or registered lawful civilian owner of firearms
Correct.
in that crime. So,
What-
enforcement.
Why I mention martial law? Because it makes me worry. When the rights and the liberties of the citizenry are diminished
Yes.
and state power is increased,
Yes.
there is a reason for us to worry because it begs the question, if a president declares martial law, does he have a right to order the surrender or the disarming of